We can do this the other way.
This is Kazushige Sanda, and this lovely young girl is Shiori Fuyumura. Despite what you see here, she's actually not trying to kill him. No, you see, Fuyumura actually knows a dark secret about Sanda that he's been harboring his entire life. There are certain conditions that need to be met in order to expose Sanda's secret. First, it has to be a snowy Christmas day. Second, Sanda must fulfill a child's wish, which he did earlier when Fuyumura asked him for an eraser. And finally, Sanda must be wearing red. Fuyumura tries to force him to wear a red jacket, but he evades all her efforts. And that's where we end up where we started earlier, because if Sanda won't wear the jacket, then Fuyumura will just have to make him wear his own blood. As she stands over a collapsed Sanda, she thinks back on her dear friend Ono, a missing girl that everyone else has accepted is likely dead, except for Fuyumura. After being lost in thought, she snaps back to reality and realizes that Sanda still isn't getting back up. As Sanda bleeds out all over the floor, Fuyumura screams in terror, with tears welling up in her eyes, as she cries out that Sanda was the only one that could have helped find Ono. Despair continues to fill up inside her, and she only has the energy to squeak out 2 more words. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Yes, Sanda is actually the descendant of old Saint Nick and has the ability to transform into Santa Claus. Now that he's unlocked his true form, he can't deny the wish of a child, and he promises to Fuyumura that he will find her friend. A premise as insane as this could only be cooked up by none other than Paru Itagaki, better known for being the creator of the hit series Beastars. Despite having mostly drawn anthropomorphic animal characters throughout her career, she does an excellent job switching over to human designs. Her art is distinct and unique, which I find welcoming given that it's hard to stick out in such an oversaturated form of media with tons of cookie-cutter designs. Her sketch-like style might be off-putting to some, but she nails the expressive emotions painted on her characters' faces throughout the series, and her pencil strokes are the only ones that could truly tell the chaotic nature of this story. We pan back over to Sanda, where he's carefully examining his new body. As he stares at his massive, wrinkly hands, he notes that he is now significantly more farsighted. His voice is a few octaves lower. His round, innocent face has been transformed into a rugged, manly one, sporting a beard. His shaggy blonde hair has turned snow white. He stands staggeringly tall at almost 8 feet, and he's so jacked that he would put Prime Batista to shame. Horrified with what's happened, he lashes out at Fuyumura for robbing him of his boyish appearance. With his emotions running high, he eats his favorite gummies in an attempt to calm down. To his delight, he discovers that these gummies are able to return him back into his 14-year-old body. The next day, the two head to their newly relocated classroom, since the old one was torn to shreds. The teacher tasks the class to write what they want the most right now. Fuyumura is curious to figure out how Sanda's new abilities work. Being a reasonable and emotionally stable person, she creates a simple test for him to complete as Santa Claus. She casually clues him in on her plan. I've planted a bomb inside this room. It's going to explode in another hour. You need to use your powers to either find the bomb or make everyone evacuate, or force me to tell you where the bomb is. With limited time, Sanda springs into action. After trying to warn the class about the bomb, they brush off his outlandish claims. With no other option, he transforms into Santa and holds Fuyumura hostage, demanding that everyone evacuate the room immediately. Once Sanda and Fuyumura are alone, she lifts her shirt up to reveal that the bomb is strapped to her. Sanda states he figured it out once he noticed that she was the only one in the class that didn't write anything on her paper. She can't write what she wants because she knows that the terror of losing someone is far greater than the joy of having them by your side. Sanda understands and reaffirms his promise to reunite her with Ono. Hey, what about the bomb? In the aftermath of the blast, we see just how resilient Sanda's Santa form is, as he survived the initial explosion and is able to endure the flames engulfing him. His regenerative abilities render him practically invincible. As we continue through the manga, we learn that the story takes place in a very different era of Japan. The series takes place in the year 2080. Japan is in a serious economical decline due to the declining birth rate that has been slowly plaguing them throughout the decades. Children now make up an extremely minuscule part of the population, only about 0.1%. Their rarity has caused one's youth to be the most important aspect of a person. Children are held in high regard, with elderly people even utilizing respectful mannerisms when addressing them. The value of youth is taken to the extreme, however. Children are pumped full of vaccines and hormone blockers that help delay pubescent growth. This also prevents them from falling asleep, as adequate sleep also promotes growth. They are put on restrictive diets tailored to each one of them, and each year there is a festive event where attendants come to witness the measurements taken of the children to see how little they have grown. Children are targets, however, to known criminals that kidnap and sell them on the black market. Child body parts are even rumored to help keep adults rejuvenated. Despite the many restrictions they face, children have virtually no consequences for any crimes they may commit. This also includes murder, as any child that commits such a gruesome act is relegated to a special classroom where they are left to run their own class. There are a few schools that house children, with Daikoku Academy being converted into a school out of an abandoned mall. It's run by Principal Hifumi Oshibu, who is extremely protective of his students and states that the school's mission is to provide a trauma-free environment for the students to learn in. At first glance, you can't even tell that he's actually 92 years old. The only resemblance of his age lies in his old, decrepit hands. He's had all his internal organs except for his brain swapped out for artificial ones, effectively making him a cyborg. His skin keeps his face eternally locked into a happy, yet still sinister expression due to the many Botox and collagen injections having killed most of the nerves in his skin. Just so he can show his anger, he often uses his cane to pull his eyebrows down to convey the appropriate expression. His value of youth is taken to the absolute obsession, as he put himself through hundreds of painful surgeries just to retain his youthful appearance. His scars only reveal themselves if he finds himself to be increasingly agitated. He's the main rival of Santa as he seeks to discover the true identity of this disgusting old man that has infiltrated his school. On the opposite end of the spectrum is Toyo Tetsudome, the small, elderly director of the school who has no shame in how her age has affected her appearance. Taking a more Yoda-like role, she's shown to be quick, agile, and a formidable fighter, despite her harmless appearance. She serves as a mentor to Sanda and provides a moral compass for him to navigate his new powers with. Sanda acquires a wide array of abilities after unlocking his Santa form. He gains incredible strength and is able to shrug off most blows dealt to him with his regenerative abilities. He's a very skilled fighter despite no formal training. The soles of his feet are able to produce sharp metal runners that can cut through just about anything. He's able to detect a lie told by any child and eventually learns to activate a powerful dark form called Black Santa. He does have his kryptonite, however, in the form of bullets loaded with reindeer blood. These bullets are the only things that can mortally wound him. The bullets are only produced by the Saint Nick Pursuit Unit, an elite special unit led by a religious zealot that seeks to put an end to Santa and the descendants of other mythical figures. After Santa's first run with Oshibu in his Santa form, Oshibu calls on the unit to eliminate him from his school once and for all. This brings Saburo Yagiuda into the fray. He's considered to be the top soldier in the unit due to being the only member to ever wound the previous incarnation of Santa. After he canvasses the school, he spots Santa, his roommate Amaya, and Fuyumura, and overhears Santa admit his identity. He attempts to assassinate Santa, but misses, which causes Santa to transform into Santa and engage in a brutal fight with Yagiuda. During the struggle, Santa desperately asks why he's being hunted. Is he truly a danger to society? Yagiuda says this couldn't be farther from the truth. He's there to kill him to prevent Santa from inspiring hope in children and disrupting the careful structure that they're raised in. Santa is relieved to hear this, now knowing that he can be a force for good. He then removes his underwear in the middle of the fight for some reason. Nudity can be seen as our purest form. There's nothing you can hide about yourself when you're naked. No secrets, only truth. Now that Santa has accepted his secret as his true self, he has nothing left to hide. I'm going to choose to go with that explanation so that way I can forget that I'm reading a manga about a buff old dude fighting with his schlong flapping in the wind. It's good though, it's good, I promise. After evading Yagiuda, Santa and his friends continue to find the explanation of Ono's disappearance while they elude the watchful eye of the Saint Nick unit and Principal Oshibu. The manga totals up to 142 chapters, and its anime just wrapped up its first season, which was beautifully produced by Science Saru, the same studio currently producing Dandadan. It's the perfect series to read or watch for the holiday season this year. But just remember, we all get old one day. It's just something we have to accept. Don't waste your time chasing a version of you that no longer exists. Instead, use that time to invest in the person you are right now. Thanks for making it to the end. I'm really glad that you're here. Honestly, I have no idea if I'm going to be able to finish this video by Christmas. As of recording, it's 3 days until Christmas, so I might miss the mark. But anyway, if you enjoyed the video, leave a like and share it with a friend. Subscribe if you want to see more content from me, and check out the video on screen. I hope you have a great day and happy reading. Merry Christmas!